athletes, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Yeah, I think, Andrew, you and I were talking about this recently, but I think what's pretty unique about this year for us, besides playing in the spring, is the amount of kids that we've got available to compete. It's a really low number, and to what even we are used to, even though we carry a small roster at times, but just comparing to other teams, we've only got 11 available kids, which is really a really low number. But as Andrew and I were talking about the other night, was the pieces that we do have are really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to, and the smaller the group is, I think that allows us to become a little more connected, and we can put them in tougher situations in practice, and really kind of help them develop some self-efficacy within themselves and the group. So I'm really excited about the pieces we do have. So we've only got 11, but we've got 11 studs. So I'm pretty excited about that. And as of now, everyone's healthy and feeling good. And we're pretty excited to compete and beat up on somebody besides ourselves in practice.
If you want to raise hands, or you can just go ahead. Doesn't matter to me.
Hey, Josh, it's Ben. What's it been like kind of navigating a split off season? And I don't know if you call it a break or a hiatus or however you referred to it, and how you've gotten everybody back into season mode at a time of year when they're not used to being in season mode after a layoff.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not sure there's a perfect science behind it, but, because we had, a 6-week break over the winter, and scientifically your muscles begin to atrophy after 2 weeks of not using them, and we can't in that time off require our girls to be lifting or playing. So really kind of giving them trusting in them a lot, and giving them some autonomy around holding themselves accountable for staying in shape. And when we came back and got into double days, we really did not have to slowly go into things as I anticipated. Everyone did a really nice job, especially these two on the call, of coming back in shape, not having to modify training as much as I anticipated. So I was really excited about that. We were able to get into some team system stuff pretty quickly right after their return. So I was impressed with that. But I think the biggest thing is continuing to monitor how the athletes are feeling. We've had a couple times where we had a double day, but we canceled the afternoon practice just because of high fatigue levels and some high soreness. So really just kind of communicating with the athletes. Russ did a really nice job of bringing in a daily survey that we do each day to monitor athletes' stress when it comes to academic, social, family, but then how they're feeling physically and mentally as well. So he did a nice job with that. So just continuing to monitor. And even Kylie and I today were after practice, we're talking about how to develop rock hard 6-pack abs. So just stay in communication with the athletes.
I'll actually we'll do questions first for after going forward for Anna and Kylie, so we just don't keep them here too long. So if you guys have any questions for the student athletes, fire away.
Sure, I'll start with a question for both Kylie and Anna. Just how weird is it to be playing a spring season, just from your perspective?
For me, I guess, since I was supposed to be graduating in December, it's really weird to still be here and still be playing for Mizzou, because I wasn't supposed to. But I think it's just really interesting and cool that we can show how much adversity we can handle as a team, and show that we had that 6-week break, but we were still taking care of ourselves and just being ready to be able to play in the spring.
Yeah, I agree with Kai. I feel like this team is very competitive. So I think having another semester to go out there and compete with each other, like Kylie said, it has us go through adversity together and also work on our connection with each other. I think spring ball is a great way to slow things down and work on different individual technique skills that we need to focus on. But I think giving us another semester to compete with each other will be really beneficial going into next fall as well.
I'll jump in here, for Anna and Kylie as well. Just how difficult is it to play with just 11 players for the season? What do you think it'll be like?
I think in practice we have those 2 freshmen that come in and compete and do a really nice job that just really push us to be the best that we can be. And the 11 of us are just really competitive, and we're just playing really well right now.
I think this team is super versatile. So, I mean, with a COVID year, you're going to have stuff thrown at you all the time. You're going to have people with COVID cases. We've had injuries on the team, even a player opting out. So I think being prepared to be in any position, I think this team does a really good job at that, handling anything that's thrown at us. So I'm excited.
Hey, Kylie, I'm curious, you mentioned how strange it is to be back in the spring. What did you go through a decision-making process? What was that like to, if you had to go through one, to say, yeah, I'm going to come back and do this in the spring?
I just knew that I would still get 2 years to play beach after this. So I just figured, like, why would I not finish out my senior year here?
You said you're going to play beach volleyball after this?
Mm-hmm.
How did that decision come about?
I played a lot in high school, actually. So I just, and I don't like what's her name's Carly Kahn, I think. She did the same thing. She played 2 seasons, and just like seeing like that it's pretty easy to be able to do that. I just like realized that I wanted to do that.
Anything else for Kylie and Anna?
I have a question. So, you guys only having 11 players at the moment on your roster, what is something that's been a huge main focus and attention for you guys to work on in practice?
I think a lot of it's our just communication between the players on the court. We can get really quiet sometimes, but this spring we've really put in emphasis on communicating and communicating well towards each other. So I think just having a smaller number, that's just easier to do with everyone.
I agree with Kylie, and kind of like what I said before, we've had a lot of different things thrown at us last season and this semester. So I feel like we've done a really good job at adjusting to only having 11 players and making sure that whatever our job is, that we're executing that to the best we can.
Last call for Kylie and Anna. If not, they can head out. Okay.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, Kylie
Thank you.
and Anna. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Testing at 11:30. Oh, missed them.
Oh, close. All right, you guys can open back up to Coach Taylor.
Now you can ask me the hard stuff. They're gone.
Yes.
Hey, Josh, I'll jump in again here. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the questions about COVID and everything are on the challenges, but I mean, do your athletes feel fortunate that they have the opportunity to come back and compete for a championship? Is that kind of the vibe also, that it's an opportunity and not just a strange situation?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing for me personally when it comes to leading a program, is gratitude. And I was actually just looking this up the other day. I think it's less than 2% of high school female volleyball players play Division I, and that's an absurd percentage. And just to even be in our gym is a privilege. And I think it was something that we really noticed in the fall. There was only, I can't remember how many teams were competing. It was like 50, and we've got over 300 Division I programs, right, in the women's game. So, yeah, I definitely think there's that level of gratitude. And even in the spring, teams are canceling their seasons, like Auburn, or, the University of Hawaii canceled their whole season. And just being able to compete, it's definitely something that we've got to be looking at each day. We get to do this, and we're fortunate enough to be able to come in here and work hard. And, but yeah, I think that's a really great way to look at it, Ben, and our girls do look at it that way. So I'm fortunate as a head coach, they do look at it like that.
Josh, I know the other day you mentioned, I think you said 17 Mizzou sports are going on right now this semester. Is it a challenge to get practice time at the Heart Center right now?
Yeah. So our facilities crew is doing an amazing job. We twice a week train in the basketball practice facility at the arena. When gymnastics and wrestling are home, we have to only have one court down in Hearns, with the other half of Hearns still with half of the gymnastics set up. we have to have our jumbotron moved up and down because for wrestling they pull it way down, and when we're playing it bounces up in there, and so it's a lot going on. And I think something that plays into the gratitude piece for me especially is adversity, and I really appreciate adversity, and I appreciate hard times, and little things like that only make us tougher. And I'm grateful we've got these opportunities for our girls, because college sports are hard, and I was a collegiate athlete, but it is very, very cushy compared to real life. And so building that toughness and being disciplined through these tough times, I think will only be benefiting our girls.
I have a question. So with everything going on, as you said, the differing practice facilities and just kind of the crazy schedule, have you seen the athletes like being affected in any way other than just as you said, adversity is a very grateful thing, and has it affected them in any way, or they just keep rolling along with the punches?
Yeah, they keep rolling. I think in the beginning, in the fall, I mean, we had a ton of stuff going on. You got to get tested 3 times a week. You can't sit next to this person on the bus or plane. It's a lot going on. I think in the beginning it was like, really, we have to do this? And now it's like, okay, and we move on. And I think we got to decide how long we linger on things that we can't control. And that became a pretty big theme for us in the fall, was if we control the things we can, I think we'll be pretty successful. But the longer you linger on something that is out of your control, you're not going to take care of your job and do your responsibility. So I think in the fall it gave us some trouble, like you talked about a little bit. But as of now, they're doing a really nice job of seeing the situation. Yeah, it sucks, and now we move on. So yeah, they're doing a good job of that.
Anything else for Josh?
Yeah, Josh, I apologize if this information was out there and I missed it, but is there any update on Tiana Omazic, and was there a possibility she might play? And then also Lecator member Monet, what's her status?
I don't know about Lek, but she decided to opt out for the fall and spring. So we won't be seeing Lek at all this spring. I'm not sure what her plans are going forward, if she's going to transfer or if she decides to be done with volleyball. But she's done at Mizzou for this spring at least. And T had a significant ACL tear. It was all the way gone. And so she got that repaired. She's currently past 90 degrees when it comes to range of motion, and she'll be coming back for us in the fall.
Last call. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Have a great day.